We've got a full night ahead tonight, guys and girls. What all do we have going? We're going to open a case of 2017 Topps Archive Signature Series Postseason Edition. Then we're going to jump into a little bit of Topps Luminaries Baseball. That will be a third of a case. We opened the first third last night. We're going to open the second third tonight. Then we're going to open a half case of Immaculate Football and then a fourth of a case of Hoops Basketball. So we are rolling tonight. We've got a lot of stuff to book through. Hi, Kianstad. How are you? Hope you had a good holiday. Good to see you back. All right, guys, without further ado, first up tonight, we have a 20-box case of 2017 Topps Archive Signature Series Postseason Edition. This is full case break number 1. Our eBay end date was 11/25. That's tonight. Our live stream schedule also tonight, Saturday, 11/25 at 10:30 Eastern. Team names are on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. Anything you see that says no bids buyback is an unloved, unwanted orphan team. Anything comes out for one of those teams, it will hang out here with me. Otherwise, if it comes out for you, look for this stuff to ship most likely in the range of Tuesday. It's possible some of it could get out on Monday, but let's just say Tuesday to be on the safe side. I know, Kian's dad, I did see that you had several teams in Immaculate. Man, I lost a fortune on Immaculate tonight. You guys got some real bargains on that one. I mean, I don't know the last time I've seen Immaculate anything sell as low as this half case of football did tonight. But my bad luck is your good luck, and hopefully we'll pull some nice hits for you out of it. So here's our 20 boxes of Archive Signature Post Series out of the case anyway. Now we have to go through the process of getting them out of the boxes, of course. And, oh, Jeremy's got the Yankees in this. Awesome. And Kian's dad, yes, I was quite shocked too, Kian's dad. It cost me several $100s, not just a few dollars, like hundreds of dollars. I have never really seen anything Immaculate go as low as this went tonight. I mean, it was crazy. But, you know, what are you going to do? That's all right. I lost money on, I think, every single thing tonight. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of work for nothing. Except, well, you guys will maybe get something good out of it, but I'm definitely not. And Mr. Wax Packs, you are asking, when is case 2? Do you mean case 2 of this Archive Signature Series or case 2 of something else? Oh, for Luminaries. Well, break number 2 for Luminaries, which is a third case break. It already ended tonight, and it'll break after this. And then the last of that case will be, I think Monday night is when it ended, or ends rather. To end on Monday night is when how it was listed, I think. I'll get it out in a minute. I'm clearly not communicating well at the moment. Not multitasking very well either. Hi, Marty. How are you? Kian's dad, this is a lot of boxes, but you know what? There's only one encased card per box. So even though it's a 20-box case, it's going to be a relatively quick break. The worst part of it is just getting all this plastic wrap and packaging out of the way. The rest of it goes pretty quickly on this one. Oh, Marty, you got to see your Bulldogs win today. That is awesome. That's always a good way to start the day. My University of Kentucky Wildcats got their rear ends handed to them today by the Cardinals. I guess that is payback for us going into Louisville and beating Louisville at home last year. They absolutely torched us today. Oh, it was ugly. Ugly. And Liam, this is your first break? Well, welcome. Glad to have you. So there's, as you guys see, there's one card per box in these, so rather than show you the inside of every single box, since you know how it works, we're just gonna kind of blow through here and get these out. Oh, I just saw a real nice one go by there. Some people are going to be happy with what I've seen so far. This went really low tonight too. I was surprised at how, really I was shocked at pretty much how everything ended tonight, but particularly Immaculate. I don't know if everybody's just full of turkey and hungover, or spent all their money on Black Friday, or what the deal is, but yeah, it was crazy. For some reason the light is acting really weird. I'm going to change the angle of that a little bit and see if there's not so much light bouncing around as what I'm seeing at the moment. And as soon as I get all these out of here, we are going to adjust the focus anyway. And when I do that, you will see the background go out of focus a little bit. And that is intentional. That's because I want to take the autofocus off, because that constant zooming in and out bugs me. And it also is going to let us look at our cards up a little bit closer. So there we go. Yeah, Marty, I'm pretty sure I saw a Brave go by too. And so Liam says every case of this he's seen has had 2 Steve Averys. Well, let's see what we get tonight. I've seen a couple of good cards go by already. David Justice for the Braves is the first one we're taking a look at. And of course, you guys know these are all cards from other series, and they have been stamped with the little Topps archives up there, and obviously signatures added to them and all that fun stuff. A little Ricky Henderson, and it was originally a 1 of 1. You can see that on there for the Yankees, and that ought to make somebody pretty happy, I would think, with a Ricky Henderson 1 of 1. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it was originally 1 of 1. They may have added the 1 of 1 when they did added the archives. And this says 23 of 30. I didn't mention that a while ago. A little Andrew Jones. And Andrew is also for the Braves. So, Marty, I'm assuming you have the Braves tonight. You're already racking it up, my friend. And here comes the one I saw go through earlier, which is a Chipper Jones 1 of 1. So, yeah, how about that? So there are 2 1 of 1s we've had go through already with the Ricky Henderson and the Chipper Jones. So we're off to a good start, followed by another 1 of 1 with Reggie Jackson. So, yeah, how about that, guys? This case went at an incredibly low price, and we've already pulled 3 1 of 1s out of it. There's Steve Avery. You guys were talking about seeing lots of Steve Avery. There is one. That one is numbered 264. And here's the one I saw earlier, and it is 1 of 3 for Hank Aaron. So, yeah, when I say the Braves are killing it tonight, the Braves are killing it tonight. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't understand why people don't like this product. Like, great stuff coming out of here. This is for the Minnesota Twins. It is numbered to 29. A little Roger Clemens, another 1 of 1, if you can believe it. That is what, now 4 1 of 1s in this case, and then our great Hank Aaron. So Roger Clemens for the Red Sox, 1 of 1. This is numbered 247, and it is headed off to the Red Sox as well. I can't pronounce that player's name, so your guess is as good as mine. Barry Larkin, there's a nice hit for the Cincinnati Reds, numbered to 20. That is 20 of 20. And is that signed on the front and the back? That's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, a little bit. Yeah, that appears, maybe that was an imprint of a signature on the back. I don't know what that card set looked like originally, so I don't know. 6 of 10, Big Papi. David Ortiz, Red Sox now on a nice little run there. And here come the Yankees again. This numbered to 16 with the Pettit. So Yankees having a nice break. Eric Davis, this is numbered to 12, and it is the Tigers. And this is numbered to 25 with another, well, who is on here, actually? Oh, Matsui. Okay, numbered to 25. I'm like, wait a minute. When I flip this over, this is like talking about the Phillies. I didn't see the Yankees down below. I'm like, I know he's a Yankee, but yeah, crazy. Chris Sabo, another hit for the Cincinnati Reds. That one numbered to 99. For the Dodgers, Ron Say, because you can't do an archives break without pulling Ron Say. That is numbered to 3. And you can tell that is an old card because that's the way they used to always be cut, like that crazy, horrible, off-center kind of way. A little Ray Knight for the Astros. There's a blast from the past, and that is numbered to 78 for Ray Knight. For the White Sox, Keith Folk, numbered to 35. And then numbered to 23 for the Indians, Sandy Alomar. So, we'll do a quick little recap. I mean, they're just one each, but, you know, somebody might have tuned in later. They don't watch the whole break and they scoot to the end. But 4 one-of-ones out of this case, yeah, I'm not complaining. Along with a Hank Aaron and a Big Papi, this was a really nice case. Roger Clemens, 1-of-1. Reggie Jackson, 1-of-1. Ricky Henderson, 1-of-1. Ricky Henderson, Yankees, I should point out, although, you know, I guess you can see that, but just in case. And a Chipper Jones, 1-of-1. So there are 4 1-of-1s. For some reason, that's a whole, look at that. That's like a whole different size case there. I guess because the card itself is a different size. Then our nice little Big Papi to 10. Our fantastic Hank Aaron, 1-of-3. And then on from here, Sandy Alomar. That's also a very nice hit for the Indians. Keith Folk for the White Sox. Ray Knight for the Astros. Ron Say for the Dodgers. Chris Sabo, Cincinnati Reds. Matsui for the Yankees. Eric Davis for the Tigers. Another hit for the Yankees with the Pettit. Nice little hit. Barry Larkin, nice hit for the Reds. The guy whose name I cannot say for the Red Sox. Kent. I can't say his last name either. Every time I try to say it, it comes out wrong. But you see who it is for the Twins. And then there's the Steve Avery that you guys were all anticipating, and we did, in fact, find him. And then the Andrew Jones, also the Braves. And then finally, the David Justice for the Braves. So the Braves, I may as well just back up a truck to get this to you, right, Braves? I mean, you got a lot of cards there. That definitely will not be going first class because that's going to weigh a ton. All right, so there we go. That was a nice little break there of our Archives Signature Series postseason edition. I do have one more case of that floating around somewhere around here. I'll get that listed pretty soon. Next up, we're going to be opening some luminaries, and it would help if I got you and I on the right page right now. Just see a black screen because I messed something up, and that was my fault. Sorry. Sorry. I think it's fixed now. So this is 4 boxes of 2017 Topps Luminaries Baseball, 1/3 case break. This is break number 2. We started the case last night, and this will be the middle of it, and the end of it, I think, is Monday night. Could be Tuesday night, but I think it's Monday night. And, of course, once again, our eBay end date tonight, our live stream schedule tonight. Teams on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right. Anything that says no bids buyback is an orphan team. And if anything comes out for one of those teams, it will hang out here with me. Otherwise, out the door to you, probably around Tuesday. It's possible that it could be a little sooner, but I'm guessing probably Tuesday. I got to make sure I turn these. Here's what I'm doing, guys. I'm putting all 8 of our remaining boxes up on the table. They're all labeled, numbered on one side from where we did this last night. So I got to find the clean side. And then we're going to number them again tonight. And we will let random.org once again tell us which boxes we open tonight. And then obviously whatever's left will be in the third and final break of this case of Luminaries. But I just prefer to do it this way. I think this is, you know, very transparent way to determine what we're going to open when we're, you know, doing a part of a case. So this is usually what I do. We're just going to hit random one time, and the first 4 boxes that come up, those will be the ones we open tonight. And it is, look at that. I mean, they're not in order, but yet they're in order. We're going to be opening 4, 5, 6, and 7. Comes up 6, 4, 5, 7, but 4, 5, 6, 7 is what we're opening tonight. So random's got us just going right in a row there. Makes it easy. Well, sort of. I got to take the 8 out, I guess. So if you weren't in for Luminaries last night, this is a nice high-end, really high-end series from Topps. Every card in this whole series is numbered to 15 or less. And most of what we pulled last night was numbered to 5. It is loaded with high-dollar signers, and it is really a nice product. Cards are nice looking. I think it's pretty awesome. I wish I hadn't lost a bunch of money on it, but but you guys are going to be happy. 4 people are going to be happy anyway, or 4 teams, I should say. Could be one person that has more than one team. And there is just 1 encased card per box on these as well. But they are some doozies. At least last night they were. Pulled some really fantastic stuff. Elite Shots. This is Topps Luminaries that we are opening right now. 2017 Topps Luminaries Baseball is what we're working on. This is a third of a case. Break number 2 sold tonight on eBay. So first up, we have Alamar's just the way we're rolling tonight, right? I mean, we just pulled an Alamar out of the other break. So Roberto Alomar, you've got a nice patch over here to the left. Signature, of course, on card. It is numbered to 5, 3 of 5, and headed to the Cleveland Indians. Nice hit. Next up, Buster Posey to 15. There's a nice one for the San Francisco Giants. I like Buster Posey. That is followed by Big Papi again. We just pulled Big Papi out of the last break of Archive Signature Series. Now we've got him again. This is 4 of 5 to the Boston Red Sox with the David Ortiz Big Papi hit. I think I hit my camera, didn't I? You know what? If you hit the camera or if you hit the cord, it turns the camera. It's kind of crazy. Carlos Correa, numbered to 10. Nice hit for the Astros. Once again, you've got a little material there as well as your on-card signature. Oh, Key and Stad, you're talking about you don't like that it's 1 card a box. Yeah, well, you should see the price tag on each of these boxes. You know, it's a couple $100 a box on top of that. But these cards are all very low numbered. 15 is the highest you'll find in the series. And, you know, they're nice hits of superstar type players. So you get what you pay for, I guess, as the old saying goes. So Alomar for the Indians. Carlos Correa for the World Series champs Astros. Big Papi for the Red Sox. And Buster Posey for the Giants. And that has got Luminaries locked and loaded, which will bring us up to a little Immaculate Football. Another high-end series. Has more than 1 card per box, though, so that makes Key and Stad happy. This is 3 boxes of 2017 Panini Immaculate Football. This is a half case break, and it is break number 2. Once again, our eBay end date was tonight. Our live stream schedule also tonight. Team names on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right. And I think all of our teams had a bid here. They were just incredibly low bids, but all the teams sold, so there you go. So there is that. Let's get started on this. And for all the baseball folks who might be taking off on me and not hanging around for the rest of the break, thanks, guys. I always appreciate you bidding with me, breaking with me, hanging out in chat, and all that stuff. I appreciate you very much. I hope I will see you again on another break. And here we are with Immaculate. Once again, you can see we are opening a brand new case, so we will do the same thing that we did before. Well, actually, we didn't do it tonight, I guess. We did it last night with Luminaries, but we're going to label all 6 of these. Well, we did do it with Luminaries. We just didn't bust into the case brand new tonight. We did that last night. Oh, look at that. I can't even read my own numbering. That's pretty bad. 5 and 6, and we will again let our digital friend random.org figure out which of these we're going to open up tonight. So with 6 boxes, I'm just going to type in the 1 through 6. We will hit random 1 time. Whichever 3 boxes are listed first are the 3 we will open tonight. It gives us 6, 4, and 2. 6, 4, and 2 opening up tonight. And hopefully you guys are going to get some good hits. You definitely got some good pricing. So if we can pull you some hits, you'll be doing all right. No, last week was not a sealed case. Kian's dad, you might remember when we did that break that I said at that point I had split a case with somebody, that I had a case and a half of this. And so those were loose boxes last break, out of a case that I had split. And then this is a sealed case, obviously, that we started tonight. And there will be the back half of that is already listed. I don't remember, again, exactly what night it ends. I think Monday or Tuesday. Probably the same night that Luminaries ends, Immaculate ends again, I expect. That's probably what I did. Yeah, I know, Kian's dad. It is hard to remember back because it was such a cluster last, whenever that was, last week before last. It's all kind of rolled into one. But when all that lovely Spectrum Time Warner internet stuff was happening, yeah, it was kind of a mess, so I could see how it would be easy to not remember that. I barely remember what day of the week it is sometimes. So I understand that. Of course, our Immaculate, we have 1 of these little boxes inside of each of the Immaculate 10s, and we've got our little group of cards out of each one of those. Marty, the weather actually today was pretty nice. It was fairly warm today, but hopefully, since they have that allegedly, I'm always afraid to say this out loud. Let me knock on some wood here. But since they allegedly have that internet issue fixed, the weather should not impact it going forward. You know, hopefully. One would think it is fixed now. It has been fixed for the last several days, and I'm going to lose my mind if it goes down again. This is to 99 on the AJ Green for the Bengals. That is, all of the base cards in here are numbered. You guys probably know that already, but in case you don't, here's a nice little quad card, quad materials numbered to 25. Juju Smith-Schuster for my Steelers, and Zay Jones for the Bills. A little Dede Westbrook for the Jags, and Evan Ingram for the Giants. So that's going to be headed off to random unless somebody owns 3 of the 4 teams. You'd have to own at least 3 to meet the 51% standard to keep it out of random. Otherwise, that's where it'll be heading. This is DeAndre Hopkins, And one of the numbers, of course, from the uniform. And it is number 3 of 10 on that one. I do see maybe on some of these a little kind of minor edge and corner issues. Maybe a little not as minor on the O.J. Howard. You can see that big white chunk down there in that lower right corner. But these almost always come out with some edge and corner issues. O.J. Howard to 25 for the Bucks. Nice Tony Dorsett. Really nice 1 of 1 Tony Dorsett for the Cowboys, who ought to be super happy because they also went relatively inexpensively tonight. If you want a one-touch for the Tony Dorsett or anything else, you guys know you can just send me a message on eBay and let me know that. And it's just at my cost for the case and to receive the money from PayPal, usually about $3 a case. D.D. Westbrook, that is numbered to 25 for the Jags. Nice big patch and on-card auto. And again, you know, maybe some minor edge and corner things there. Oh, Le'Veon Bell to 99 for my Pittsburgh Steelers. This is numbered to 25, Pro Bowl swatch for Jordan Howard. So there's a bear coming your way, Kianstad. Do see, you know, particularly you can look in that lower left. There's a little bit of chipping down there. Another O.J. Howard coming out for the Bucks. Nice big piece of material there, numbered to 25. This one looks to be a little bit better on the corners and edges than the first O.J. Howard we saw, although everything we've seen tonight's had a little bit of imperfection. Let's try that again. Josh Reynolds for the Rams to 99. You've got trio of materials there and on-card auto. And how about the Chiefs with some Kareem Hunt? And once again, we've got a lower right corner issue there that you can see. That white is chipping down there. So trio of materials, on-card auto, numbered to 99 for Kareem Hunt with a little bit of a nasty corner there. Carlos Henderson, that's a nice looking card, little RPA. And it is numbered to 99. Nice 2-color patch on card. And definitely some chipping right here on that side and edge, and again down here, so, and even up here, and, well, all the corners and edges, particularly on the back of the Carlos Henderson, a little bit on the front too, are imperfect. And Kurt Warner to 99 for the Cardinals. And Kianstad, what are you asking me over there? You want one of the O.J. Howards in a case? Or what are you guys asking me there? I'm not sure what you guys are asking me over there right now. I might not have read that right. That is numbered to 25, Laquan Treadwell for the Vikings. And again, some minor edge and corner stuff. Nothing too outrageous. Mitch Trubisky, there you go, Kianstad. I know that one makes you happy. Nice piece of the logo there for your Chicago Bears and Trubisky, numbered to 14. It's a very nice looking card. Another hit for the Chiefs. This is to 99 with the Christian. I'm not going to say his name right. We're just going to stick with Christian. Once again, I see a little bit in lower right there on the front. Not as much on the back of that one. Chad Hansen for the Jets to 99. See a chunk right there. White spot is a spot where the card is chipped out in the kind of the middle. And a third O.J. Howard. I think that's the third one, right? So this was just kind of like a case full of O.J. Howard. That is to 99. That corner is probably better than the other two that we saw. It's a little bit down there in the lower right, but definitely, I think, better than the other two that we saw. So we didn't use up all of our one-of-one mojo in the Archive Signature Series break because we managed to pull another one tonight with the Tony Dorsett. Now we need to go take a look at the spreadsheet for this. If this does go to random, I generally will put it in top to bottom or left to right. So in this case, it would go in as Steelers, Bills, Jags, Giants if we end up going to random. So first, let's buzz over here and see if anybody owns 3 of those 4 teams. So there's the Steelers with Alex. And where are our Buffalo Bills? Collector like you. So now we need to look at the Jags and the Giants. So, yeah, everybody, all different teams, no duplication in there. So that means we're headed over to random once again. I got to get you over on the same page I'm on. And in this instance, I will hit random 3 times. The first 2 times don't count, and the third one will. And that's, I guess, you know, I really don't know why we do that, to be honest with you. I mean, this service is supposed to be completely random. That's the whole idea of using this website, is they're supposed to be completely random. But somewhere along the way, somebody decided it had to be done multiple times, which I guess if you just had like, well, even if you just had 2 items, I really don't know why we do it multiple times, but we do. So there you go. Everybody does, and we just all do. First one does not count. The second one does not count. Third and final does, and that goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And there you will see there's our 3 times our date and time stamp with the Steelers on top. So a little Juju Smith-Schuster action. And let me get this. I always like to put these in a sleeve and circle the team that it goes to when we do random. That's so I don't have to go back and watch the video later to remember. So there you go. You see the circle is on the sleeve. It is not on the card. And this quad materials was awarded to the Pittsburgh Steelers via random. And of course, we're just recapping right now. Here's our pretty little one-of-one Tony Dorsett for the Cowboys. Always nice to have a one-of-one. And actually, I like Tony Dorsett. So, you know, I think that's a good little hit. And everything else, we're just going to kind of take a look. You guys know from looking at them as they came out, we've got quite a few imperfections with corners and edges in particular. And if you were not watching this live and you're watching it recorded, and one of these cards is yours, you might want to go back to the point where it came out of the pack, because I was at that point pointing out the most, the stuff that you could see the most anyway, we pointed out kind of as you went along. There's a little bit Carlos Henderson too along that bottom edge, and of course we already looked at the back of that one and saw some. I'd say the majority of you probably know that these cards don't come out of the pack super minty mint a lot of times. But sometimes, you know, you'll have new people who are jumping in and they don't understand that they don't come out of the pack that way, and so they get it and it'll have a little imperfection and they kind of get agitated, and I don't know what they think, but they get agitated sometimes. So I really do try to point that stuff out as we go along. Sometimes it doesn't always show up 100% perfectly on video, but usually you can see most of that stuff if it's not perfect. Matt Fowler, there were 4 one-of-ones in archives, 4 different one-of-ones. And there was a Hank Aaron in there, there was Chipper Jones, Andy Pettit, Reggie Jackson, Big Papi. I don't even remember who else. Archives was a nice break. We had a lot of really good stuff come out of Archives, actually. And that's going to roll us right into some Hoops Basketball. And this is 5 boxes, which is a quarter of a case of 2017 Panini Hoops Basketball. It's the last time we're breaking it because I have lost at least half of what I paid for the case of hoops. I have lost already. And so this is the last of this we are doing. The rest of it I'm going to take to the guy who owns the hobby store because he's almost out and he wants it back, and that's what I'm going to do because I'm tired of losing money on it. It's a lot of work, man. By the time you list all this stuff and sort it and ship it, and then you lose $200 or $300 every time you sell it, that is not fun. So this is, of course, ended tonight. Our live stream schedule tonight. Teams on the left, winning bidders cross from it on the right. Lots and lots and lots of teams that say no bids buyback in here. So those are all teams that you guys didn't give a forever home to, which means that all those cards are going to join their brothers on Card Mountain. And pretty soon Card Mountain's going to be taking over my house, which whew, it already just about is. And then we keep adding to it with stuff like this. It is insane. One of these days that things, you know, my whole family's just going to get buried under an avalanche of cards one of these days. That is like crazy. Oh, Kian's dad, it was nice to see you. Thank you as well. Well, thanks, of course, to everybody. I know some of you are taking off that aren't interested in basketball, so I'll say the same thing I said when we were signing off with the baseball people and say thanks again. Because always, guys, really, I do appreciate it a lot. You bidding with me and breaking with me and chatting with me and all that. I enjoy breaking. I enjoy it a little less when I lose a lot of money like I did tonight. But that's only because I hate to lose money. But I still like the breaking part. So. But I am going to have to figure out what's going on, you know. I was going along pretty well and usually at least breaking even with the eBay and PayPal fees. And then, boy, for the last month or so, it's just taken a terrible turn. So if I can't get that sorted out, we may have to, well, figure out do this a little less if I keep going massively into the hole. Because as much fun as it is, can't, you know, break myself doing it. Marty, you out too? All right, man. Well, thank you. I'm glad you had some really good stuff in archives. I'm glad you hit that. I know you were in need of a hit, so I'm glad you got a bunch tonight. All right, so hoops, here's what we're looking for. 2 autographs per box, and historically, Panini has replaced some of those hits with points cards. Now, whether or not we will find any of those tonight remains to be seen, but it is definitely possible, and if we pull a points card, that means it has replaced the hit. We also had a couple of boxes way back in the first break, I think, when we broke a half case. You know, we did 10 boxes in that break. And we had 2 boxes out of there that only had 1 hit, period. Just 1 autograph and no Panini points card or anything else. Just 1 autograph hit. So I don't know what happened there with those 2. And then we've had, you know, a few other boxes that have had hits replaced with points cards. You guys know how I feel about that. I hate that, but Panini does it anyway. We're going to find lots and lots of inserts like this Legends of the Ball. There will be a pretty good number of those as we go along. The vast majority of our inserts are not going to be numbered. There are a few that will be. The Road to the Finals are typically numbered, but they're mostly very high numbered, either to 2017 or to 999. Occasionally we'll find one numbered a little less. We'll see several of these picture perfect inserts, I expect, as we go along. It's really just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. Bunch of Shaquille O'Neals that we'll see. They're for his various teams. Some will be the Lakers, some will be the Heat, and so on and so forth. A little Lonzo Ball We Got Next. We'll find a fair amount of these We Got Next rookies spread throughout. There's also a Kobe Bryant tribute insert series. Speaking of, there's one of them. Highlights another insert series. And of course, you can see these cards are going in 100 different directions. That makes me crazy with Panini, but yet that's what they do. So these cards go in a million different directions. And yeah, so sometimes we might be looking at some upside down. Marquise Chris is our first signature out. And the reason sometimes I might leave some of these upside down is because there are so many cards in this break, and it will take us a long time to do it anyway. And if they're just base cards, not inserts, we may just leave some of them upside down as we come through them, rather than subjecting them to a whole lot more handling. Inserts, as you see, I'm flipping over, but base cards, not always going to be flipped over. Courtside insert, Dirk Nowitzki. Courtside insert's actually one of my favorites in Hoops this year. Lots and lots of rookie cards we're going to see go by. Tons of those. A little Jokic there. Jokic, whichever it is. Whichever way it is, I always say it the opposite way. And somebody always reminds me after the fact. Usually somebody. Somebody here. Like, well, too late now. It's already done. Team leaders, John Wall. Insert. A little James Harden courtside insert. Another Kobe Bryant tribute. Another one of the Shaquille O'Neals. Here's one of the Road to the Finals I was talking about. This particular one is numbered to 999 because it's a second round. I believe it is the first round that we find when it is numbered to 2017. We'll verify that when we see a first round go through, but I think that's going to be the case. Yeah, here's a first round, and it is the one that is to 2017. So any first rounds to that, second rounds to 999, third round, of course, is they go lower as we go along, but mostly we don't have that below the second round most of the time. This tip-off, you'll see there are two different teams on here, the Knicks and the Clippers. I'm going to set that aside. What we will do before the end of the break at some point, I will go into random and we'll just put in left and right, and we'll do our little random 3 times, and then that can tell us, it'll tell us either left or right, and then all of those tip-off cards will be sorted that way. So it would go to whichever comes up on random, the left or the right, because there'll be too many of those to do individually. Second hit for the Suns with the Davin Reed. So Suns with our first 2 hits, both with the Suns out of box number 1. Phoenix rocking and rolling. Well, at least in the box they are. Maybe not so much on the court. Having a little bit of a hard time on the court. Denzel Valentine to 99. And I do have, we've got some Donruss basketball that'll be breaking pretty soon. It is some loose boxes that were part of a split case. I also have a sealed case of Donruss basketball, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. That's numbered to 10 on the Rodney Stuckey for the Pacers. I'm not sure on that sealed case if I'm going to try to sell it as a case, sell it as individual boxes, or if we may break some of it but not all of it. I don't know yet. But there is definitely a Donruss break already listed. That's to $199 on that Kobe insert. Because it is, those are again, the loose boxes that are listed right now. And then there's Ascension Basketball. That's a brand new series that Panini came out with this year. And there's a couple cases of that listed as full cases, so we'll be breaking those, not in part, but we'll break them in whole. A couple of them I think already listed, and I have another handful of those that I need to do something with. And Anna, what are you asking me? Anna Pope, what you say, can I get some? But I'm not sure which are you asking me about, Anna, that you want to get some of. I'm not sure. I probably just didn't look over there soon enough in chat, and you probably said it right after I said something, and if I had looked over at that time, I would have known, but I did not look over until just now. Sorry about that. Ah, this is the worst part, just getting all this out of the packs. It makes me crazy. I don't like the delayed gratification. I like to just instantly know what's in here. And having to stop and take it out of the packs just slows our roll. I just want to keep going. Look at the cards. Oh, my screen's trying to time out on me. And if you guys, sometimes I've had people tell me after the fact that they can't see the chat, so they don't know what's going on. And I always mean to say this, and then I forget to say it. I think you have to be logged into YouTube to see the chat, just by the way. So if ever you are on and you see that I'm responding to somebody in chat or referencing chat and you can't see it, that's probably why. I've got some kind of weird update over here. Hang on a second. I do not want to have that happen right now. Hit the delay. Highlights Russell Westbrook for the Thunder. Courtside Isaiah Thomas for the Cavs, and that's one that I should point out. You see, of course, that the picture, he's in the Celtics uniform, but it'll say down there in those little tiny letters, traded to the Cavaliers, and it says the date, and then, of course, it has the Cavaliers, team logo on the back and team name somewhere on here on the front, right up there. So if you happen to be watching these go by, and you see something like that, and you're just looking at the uniform, and let's say you had the Celtics, and then your cards show up, and you're thinking, hey, where's that Isaiah Thomas? That's the 2017. That's what's going on there. He has actually, of course, been traded to the Cavs, and the Cavs are on the card, so it will go to the team that is printed on the card, not to the uniform that you see. So just to point that out. There's a points card that just came out, so that means one of our hits in this box was replaced by that lovely points card there, which sometimes they come out in a high amount. I've pulled one that was 1,500 points. That was sometime recently. But any of the others that are like 150, 250 and stuff like that, I just don't even think those should exist. You know, if you're not going to put the hit in that should be in there, the points card needs to be at least 500 points. That's just the way I feel about it. That's still $199 for the Nets. So what will happen with that, guys, is at the end of the break, I will grab all 32 team names from the spreadsheet, and we will drop all 32 names into random.org, and we will hit random one time. Oh, sorry, there's a triple-double insert. I think that's the first one of those we've seen. And then whoever ends up on the top, whatever team ends up on the top, will get that rewards point card. So that is kind of how that's going to work. Hopefully we won't find any more of them. A little Devin Booker team leaders. Nice looking card. There's a Lonzo rookie. Although Kyle Kuzma, is it Kuzma or Kuzma? Whichever it is, I think he's going to turn out to maybe be like your little sleeper there for the Lakers. Of course, I think I said that a couple weeks ago too, but I do think he's going to be a pretty solid player overall. So those of you who have the Lakers somewhere down the road, even though you may be buying it for Lonzo, you might be happy that you picked up Kyle. Probably like last year for the Cowboys, when everybody originally would have been buying it for Zeke, and then Dak came on, and it's like, oh yeah, bonus. Malik Monk, nice hit for the Hornets. Of course, he used to play for my UK Wildcats, so I'm super happy always to see hits from my former Cats. Nice little Malik Monk hit. Kemba Walker. We got next Tyler Lydon for the Nuggets. Jordan Bell and LeBron. So that Malik Monk is the only autograph hit we're going to have in there since we pulled the points card. Replaced our other hit. That Kawhi Leonard numbered to 10 for the Spurs. So at least we have pulled a couple of lower numbered inserts. Always happy to see those go by. Jaylen Brown special delivery for the Celtics. Action shots, Marcus Smart. Road to the final second round, so that one to $9.99. Team leaders. That was Harrison Barnes on that one. We got next Bam Adebayo, another one of my former UK Wildcats. That one for the Miami Heat. If you haven't done a break with me before, I periodically pick those cards up, as you see, and I move them off to the right. There's a mat over to my right as well. That's what I use for sorting and where I stash all my ink pens and sleeves and things during the live break, and where I sort after the fact. So your cards are always staying on a mat, but I just don't like the stacks to be really very high back there in the back, so I do periodically move them. I just think it's asking for trouble if they get real high. And you never know. I mean, at any given time, something could fall over and hit that stack. I mean, it never has, but I don't know. I like to plan for what could happen, so I just prefer to keep them nice and neat and tidy over to the right in smaller, shorter stacks. This is, of course, box number 3 of 5 that I am taking out of the wrappers right now. Probably going to do some NBA mixers coming up along the way, where we'll put in stuff from a variety of years. You know, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, all those years. I think I have some products around here and there. So we'll probably look for some of those to start showing up sometime in the next few weeks. Probably just listed as something like NBA mixer. And maybe I'll put 1 or 2 product names in the title, but certainly won't be all of them. So if you see one of those listed, know just to click in it, and then there'll be pictures and details that'll show you exactly the products that are going to be opened up in that break. All right, box number 3 underway. Road to the finals. Oh, this one is to $4.99. This is one of our conference finals, so a little bit lower than some of the others we have seen up to this point. Dirk Nowitzki again, courtside insert for the Mavericks. Another Shaq insert. Well, I thought I was turning that over because I was going to run through a whole stretch of them that way, but I was wrong. Mike Conley, picture perfect insert. Another Lonzo rookie went by. Shaq again. Wilt Chamberlain, Legends of the Ball. If you happen to miss me saying it earlier, I anticipate that this break will ship on Tuesday. If I can get it out to you sooner than that, I will. But right now, I'm kind of thinking in the range of Tuesdays what we're looking at. Lauri Markkanen for the Bulls on the We Got Next insert. Team leaders, Goran Dragic. A little special delivery from Kobe. Another Kobe insert there. Career retrospective. Harrison Barnes, numbered to 199. Oh, here's a nice hit. This just makes the Celtics very happy. Old Jason Tatum. Very nice for the Celtics. Another We Got Next Lonzo Ball for the Lakers. And there's our second autograph right behind our first one. Toronto Raptors, Lorenzo Brown. That is another example of someone you see is in one uniform, but the card is going to a different team. He's in a Pistons uniform, but of course Raptors printed on it, and there's our traded to information or signed by or whatever it says. And then of course Raptors noted on the back as well. I always have to sort hoops from the back because, you know, I mean, it's so easy to just look at a uniform when you're sorting it and try to sort it to that team. So I always sort hoops because there's so many traded cards in. Seems like every year in hoops, I sort them from the back to avoid that. That's to $1.99. Because then all you see is the team logo. Sorry about that, guys. That card right there for the Mavericks slipped out of my hand for a second. It looks like it's okay. It doesn't seem to have done it any harm, but honestly, I got something in my eye, and I was trying to rub my eye, and I think I just let that card slide right by there, so I'm sorry about that. Highlights of the little AD, Anthony Davis, for the Pelicans. Road to the finals to 2017, a first round card there with Blake Griffin on it. Another tip-off. Set that aside. Sort those out with the help of random. Uh-oh, Nicholas Batum got, I think he almost tried to slide with the card in front of him. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to 99 for the Lakers. Once again, you see he's in a Pistons uniform, but the Lakers team designation on the card. Another Kobe. Kristaps, picture perfect. one little stack left to go to wrap up this box. It's a different Shaquille O'Neal. He's got a bunch of inserts in here. Road to the Finals to 2017. Action shots. And this is box number 4 that we're getting ready to rip into right now. I kind of wish they would do with Hoops and with Donruss Basketball what Topps does with their Series 1, Series 2, and Update. You know how they'll have the regular box, which they refer to as the wax box, which is like this, you know, lots of packs and lots of cards per pack. And then they have the jumbo boxes, which really have also an unbelievable amount of cards in them. But the cards are, you know, in giant packs, like 50 cards a pack or whatever. So you only have to open 10 cards or 10 packs to get your 500 cards in the jumbo box. And then they put a few more hits in them as well than you would find in a regular, you know, box like this made more for retail type stuff. And I wish Panini would do that with Hoops and with Donruss Basketball. I wish they would make a jumbo version and a retail or wax version. I mean, this is not a retail version. I mean, this, to be clear, this is the hobby pack, and it is a hobby box sold in hobby shops. But by retail version, I don't mean literally, like, because there is a retail and a hobby version. I realize after I said that, I probably spoke and probably led you to believe I was talking about something different. I mean packaged for individual retail sale. Like, in other words, these are put together so that hobby shops can sell them one pack at a time. Whereas the jumbo boxes obviously can be done the same. You can also buy those one pack at a time in a hobby shop. But I think the jumbo boxes really came into play more for the purposes of breaking, you know, just makes it easier. And a little more enticing as well when you get the extra hits. Of course, I guess they're technically not extra because you do, it's also costs more to buy a jumbo box than it costs to buy a regular box. So it's all relative, I suppose. Cost variation probably accounts for the difference, but it somehow feels like it's a easier, better thing to break. Does that make sense? Probably not, but I know what I'm trying to say. I'm just not spitting it out very well. I think I'm still in a holiday food coma. Telling you. Sindarius Thornwell to 199 for the Clippers. He had a nice little run through the NCAA tournament last year. Thornwell, I mean. Another Kobe, that one Legends of the Ball. Kyrie highlights. Special delivery, Larry Nance. Legends of the Ball, Magic Johnson. Lakers have gotten a lot of inserts, it seems like, anyway. Here is Willie to 199 for the Knicks. Shaq. Another Lonzo rookie went by. Of Goran Dragic /99. Jarrett Allen for the Brooklyn Nets. And where did I put my little pack of sleeves over here? That seems like that should be numbered, but I guess it isn't. For some reason it seems like it should be. Another Kawhi Leonard courtside. Or maybe our other Kawhi Leonard might not have been courtside. I take that back. We had another Kawhi Leonard insert. I think it was maybe numbered to 10, but I don't think it was the same card series. That's to $9.99 on that Steph Curry second round road to the finals. Shaq. Kobe. Road to the finals to 2017. Troy Daniels for the Memphis Grizzlies is our next hit. That is certainly not an autograph that you pull very often. A little redback Yogi Ferrell for the Mavericks. Danny Green. Picture Perfect Jrue Holiday insert. Road to the finals to 2017 on the Patty Mills. Another Shaq insert, that one for the Magic. So we've seen Shaq Lakers, Shaq Magic, and Shaq Heat. I think those are the only Shaq teams, right? I don't remember there being any others. Team leaders Kemba Walker for the Hornets. Courtside for the Trailblazers, Damian Lillard. Kobe. We got next Luke Kennard for the Detroit Pistons. Of course, Luke Kennard was a... sorry, my screen changed over here. I must have hit something by accident. Luke Kennard was a Duke Blue Devil, right? I think. I'm pretty sure. Justin Jackson for the Kings. We got next insert. Action Shots Klay Thompson. All right, this is just trying to move these somewhere where we don't forget to do them in random, but where they're not in the way either. This is the final box for tonight of this quarter case break. It's actually the final hoops that we're opening, period. As I said, the other hoops I just sold back to the card shop because he was running out, and I didn't want to break it anymore because I'm losing a ton of money every time. So he bought the rest of those back. I think Donruss basketball might be tomorrow night. I'm trying to remember if it is or not, but it might be. I kind of like Donruss. I like the rated rookies and some of the other inserts that are in there. Of course, I like a lot of the inserts that are in Hoops, too. I mean, I know it's not as highly regarded as some of the other series that you can get, but I've kind of always liked Hoops a little bit. Well, for one thing, it's the first set of the year of the season always that has the new rookies in their team uniforms and not in their collegiate uniforms. Alright, there's all empty raptors, empty wrappers, not raptors. And this is the last box underway. Another picture perfect, that one for the Rockets. Special delivery, Aaron Gordon, Magic. Shaq again. Josh Hart for the Lakers. And of course the Lakers, meanwhile, are just going, man, why couldn't we have gotten Kyle or Lonzo? I know, but you got something anyway. You got Josh Hart. Marcus Smart backstage pass insert. Another red back. Biombo for the Magic. Kobe, of course, just went by there. One of his inserts. Another Shaq. Chris Dunn for the Bulls, numbered to 10. Another tip-off. Once again, we will be dealing with all of those at the end of the break, divvying them up. Another red back, Wilson Chandler for the Nuggets. I'm pretty sure I did just hit the camera ever so slightly that time, reaching across there. Action shots for Yogi Ferrell with the Mavericks. Another action shot, that one Trailblazers, Damian Lillard. Team leaders, Russell Westbrook. We got next Malik Monk for the Hornets. Whoops. Got an upside down Kobe insert there. Shaq insert again. First round Kawhi Leonard to 2017 on the road to the finals insert. Team leaders Karl Anthony Towns for the T-Wolves. Brandon Ingram courtside Lakers. Legends of the Ball, John Stockton for the Jazz. Rajon Rondo to 2017. Road to the finals. We got next Pacers, TJ Leaf. Demetrius Jackson for the Rockets is our final signature hit. Isaiah Thomas to 199 for the Cavs. Road to the Finals, second round, 999, Markieff Morris. All right, so let me get these set aside over here in the sorting area, and then we got a couple of little odds and ends to deal with before we handle our recap. So 1 second here to get myself organized. So the first thing we're going to look at, these tip-off cards, and it's possible that there could be a couple more of those stacked in with the base that I forgot to set out, and if so, I'll find them when I sort, but I think I've set the majority of them aside. So you notice there are 2 teams on each of these cards. So what we will do is go into random and put in the word left and right. We'll hit random 3 different times, and then whichever way that it gives us, left or right, that's how those cards will be distributed to the teams, rather than doing those, you know, individually via random, since, I mean, they're technically not base, but yet they kind of are not much different than base. So that's why we're going to do it this way. So first 2 don't count. Number 1 doesn't count. Number 2 doesn't count. Third and final will count. There it is. And that is going to the left. So that means this one will go to the Knicks, the Rockets, the Cavs, and the Clippers. And give me a hot second here. I'm going to put one of those in there so I can circle. That'll remind me that all of those go to the team on the left. Next up, we have our 150 Panini Rewards Points card. That replaced one of our hits. So we're going to take all of the teams from the spreadsheet here, and we're going to copy and paste them into random. And let's get us, I got to get you following along with me here. And on this one, we're just going to hit random 1 time, and whatever team ends up at the top of the list after we hit random will be the team that takes home that points card. So once again, I'm just kind of scrolling down through here. You can see all of our teams were copied and pasted in there. Random 1 time, and it comes up the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that little points card here that replaced one of our autograph hits, awarded to the Thunder via random. And you notice I did put it in a sleeve, so I'm writing on the sleeve, not on the card itself, although honestly, it doesn't make any difference. It's just a code you enter online, but sometimes people get bent out of shape if you write on them. So there you go. It is on the sleeve. Demetrius Jackson for the Rockets. Josh Hart for the Lakers. Troy Daniels for the Grizzlies. Jarrett Allen for the Nets. Lorenzo Brown for the Raptors. Jason Tatum, nice hit for the Celtics. Malik Monk, that's a nice one for the Hornets. Davon Reed for the Suns. And Marquise Chris also for the Suns. And that, guys, is it for tonight. That's all of our breaks. That's the last of our hoops. Expect that stuff to ship out to you around Tuesday. Could possibly go a day earlier, could possibly go a day later, but in general, along about Tuesday. And hope I'll see you again on another break. There's always stuff listed pretty much every night of the week. We've got something going, baseball, football, basketball, or all 3. So hopefully I will see you again. In the meantime, I thank you very much for bidding and breaking with me tonight and keeping me company in chat. And until next time, you have a good one. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.